Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome back to live Q&A here at the Dice Tower, the first of many live Q&As this week. We're doing 6 of them. Also doing other stuff, of course. I just finished recording a couple reviews for you all to watch and see. So there's stuff heading your way as the week goes by. All right, let's see here. I'm going to answer questions coming from the Q&A, but before we do that, let's start off with a contest. This contest, all you have to do to enter it is email us at contests@dicetower.com, and in the subject line, put the word Tolkien, not token, but Tolkien, the writer of the Lord of the Rings, since today is National Tolkien Day, and you can win a $10 gift certificate to Game Nerds. Game Nerds, fantastic online game store for stuff. I mean, if you want board games, they're the place to check out. So congratulations to the possible winner here. So let's do this. Andrew Lynch says, I know I'm a broken record on this, but is there any chance we'll see a top 10 list with the guys from South Park anytime soon? Well, here's my broken answer response. It's, first of all, it's just Trey Parker. I'm working with him. His schedule is insanely busy compared to mine. He has said he will do this with us in January. We're still working out the details. So it will happen. I just can't tell you exactly when. What type of game show did I run on New Year's Eve? I ran, well, if you've ever seen any of the game shows I've run at on a cruise or something very similar to that. It had 3 sections. The first section, I gave you 5 answers, and you want to pick the one with the second highest number. Then the second section was just a bunch of top 10 lists. You wrote out as many as you could, getting points for each one. And the third one was kind of a Price is Right style or Wits and Wagers style game. It took about 50 minutes. Let's see here. Am I reviewing Townfolk Tussle this week? Yes, that review goes up tomorrow. Already recorded. Tell us about the upcoming Kickstarter. Well, I'm going to tell you it's launching next Tuesday. I don't want to talk too much more about it today because I don't want to drag in too much Q&As. If you have a specific question, I might answer that, but I don't want to go on and on and on about it. But I do ask that all of you consider coming back next Tuesday. What movies am I looking forward to in 2022? Not a lot, frankly, but that has nothing to do with me not looking forward to movies. It's just I don't keep track of upcoming movies that strongly. I'm looking forward to all the Marvel movies because I'm always looking forward to that. Other than that, as stuff comes out, I'll be interested or not. Let's see here. Was that contest or contests? It does not matter. I have both emails. What's my favorite big box version of a game? I don't know, although Alhambra is still pretty high up there. Did I eat too much on New Year's Eve? I actually did not eat too much. I put on a 75% Tom Vasel event. There was enough food there, but there wasn't tons of food. I was just too busy running the game show, running the fireworks. The fireworks were good, but I would not say the food was fantastic. I did not eat that much. In fact, did I go home and eat? I don't remember. Did I grow up watching any Japanese special effects movie shows? I did not. If you got sent back to your body in 2002 and all you remember is what you know about board games, nothing about people or anything else, what would you do with that knowledge? I don't know. That would be awkward, right? Because I could say, oh, I can design a lot of games. I could be the most famous, best game designer in the world. But would it be ethical? Probably not. I shouldn't say probably not. It wouldn't be ethical, I guess. Or would it be ethical? I don't know. I'm stealing from something that never happened. How did you get the labels of the small games in the photo box in the Dice Tower library? Someone in my game group, Ernest, puts them together. There's a thread on Board Game Geek on how to do it. I don't know where it is exactly, but Ernest makes those for me. Will there be a reward to have our own Dice Tower character made in this new Kickstarter? Yes. I don't remember seeing it last year. It was definitely there. Do you feel like bulk retailers drastically undercutting prices is good for the hobby? Kmart in Australia has Wingspan and Seven Wonders for 39 Australian dollars, 28, which seems like it might shut out FLGS. I don't have any real strong opinions on that. I don't know that it's bad for the hobby. I don't know that it's good for the hobby. I just know that it's happening, and you can't stop it. So having, yelling about it doesn't seem to do anything. Like, oh, companies shouldn't sell to big box retailers. But they want to. They want to get recognition of their games out there. So I don't know what the answer to that would be. Could you do a video explaining the cards for Space Base? I kind of think that's on it's on AEG to do that. I get it. The FAQ is not super clear. The hardest ones are the arrows. But just you got to remember that when you roll an arrow, you put a cube there. In the future, you can take that cube off, or two cubes sometimes, and then you may add one or sometimes two to the dice that are rolled, but that only counts for you. What happened with your tattoo? Did I miss that video? You did not miss that video. Everything went south with the tattoo artist. They were going to come here in the studio and we were going to do it live, and they just flaked out. I know, big shocker. So we've rescheduled. It won't be live, unfortunately, because of that. And when will you see it? Well, you'll see it when you see it, but it's on the schedule. Oh, you're welcome for teaching Scout. We're looking for Dice Tower West. Any outdoor activities planned like Jason's walk on the strip? No, I don't normally plan. I don't plan many outdoor activities, but that's because I don't plan many activities at all. I plan some activities, but I found the more activities that you plan, it's very easy to just wear yourself out. Any spoilers from the Dice Tower Kickstarter? There's a lot of cool promos. I would say at this moment in time, we have 60 different confirmed promos. I think that's legit. We're showing off a couple. Like you'll notice there's a promo for Sleeping Gods that we showed off today. There's a countdown banner I do where I show one off each day. But we'll have a promo for no, you'll just have to wait and see. But the spoilers, think of it more of, I don't want this to be too spoilerific-y. I don't want that to be the thing of the Dice Tower. I want the Dice Tower Kickstarter for you guys to say, we want another year of content. And we're like, we want to give it to you. We want to make it better. That's kind of the whole point of the Kickstarter. I've heard various reviewers use the term game arc when discussing a game. I think I understand what that, but can you elaborate? Is it like a story arc in a book? I don't use it as much as the other people, so I think, yes, maybe. I think that's what they mean. Thank you for the thank yous. Let's see here. Why hasn't anyone mentioned the World Series of Board Gaming since the Fall Spectacular? Well, they sponsored the Fall Spectacular, so that's why we talked about it a lot then. I haven't got any more news from them since then. I'm sure that as we hear more news, I'll announce it. But they were advertising through us. That's why we talked about them so much. They're not currently, so I'm not just going to casually mention them. I haven't really even thought about it much because that's still in September. That's still a bit away. But as we hear more about it, we'll announce it for sure. Did you see or like the new Matrix movie? I saw it, I saw it, but did not particularly care for it. Can we do a top 10 for the book? I'm really sorry. I don't know where the book is. Can Between Two Cities be considered for what's happening? I don't know. When it comes to what's happening, I let Z pick what he's going to do, pretty much. I might say, hey, here's an interesting one. But he doesn't have to do it. I don't want him to play any games he doesn't want to play. So if he would choose it, sure. But if he doesn't want to choose it, sure. Would an expansion for the new Descent game help your opinion of it? Well, maybe, but I don't... Again, I didn't hate the game. I thought there were some problems with it. But my problems weren't there wasn't enough content. So I don't think that's the problem for me. Have I seen Encanto? Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was a very nice movie. Question on Dice Tower Unboxing channel. Why start a new channel instead of, say, a new series on the main channel? I assume monetization would have been easier to the same channel. Maybe not. Oh, no. For sure, monetization would have been better under the channel it's at. The main channel. It's not nearly as good at being on a separate channel. But we figured not everyone wants to see those unboxings, and we're putting up one every day. For a while, we were putting up 2 a day or so. And since we're putting up 1 a day, we figured that that would be best on its own channel. So if people want to subscribe to that channel, they can. Then they get 1 unboxing video a day. And if you don't want to see those things, then you don't have to. So yes, it would have been easier for us, but we were trying to think about everyone else. Now, I know the response to that might be, then you should create separate channels for a lot of your videos. Well, no, not particularly, because then we would have too many channels to keep track of. Was last week's Game Worth the Effort list inspired by the Foundations of Rome review? No, not particularly. It was inspired by, I guess, us talking about it. A couple people asked and said, hey, I wish you would do something like this. Do I have any component upgrades for space for the library copy? I know I have dice. Well, I said I have dice for every player, but those came with the big box. I don't know that I personally upgrade anything in it because I don't know how or what I would do. How does your schedule change while the Dice Tower Kickstarter is running? So many things to do while the Kickstarter is running. Now, to be fair, the vast bulk of work for a Kickstarter happens before the Kickstarter is running. But during it, you want to be constantly keeping up with all the people who are commenting and talking. It's really hard. Did I make any New Year's resolutions? I did not, but I do not hold anything against people who do. I just didn't make any. What weird food combinations do you particularly enjoy? Corn on pizza is fine. I like shrimp on pizza too. I don't think that's that weird, but I really do like shrimp on pizza. I'm trying to think if there's something else. Excuse there might be some other weird food combinations that I like. Am I excited for Familiar Tales on the shelf behind me? I've actually already played Familiar Tales, and my review for that will also be going up this week. Can we expect the Return to Dark Tower review soon? Well, we're going to be doing a Foursquare review of it, so enough people here need to play it. And yes, playing the prototype does speed the process some, but we all want to play the actual game that's come in. So I know Chris has played it, and it's going to someone else next. We'll get it played. I would say expect a week or two delay before it comes up, but we want to review it as well as we possibly can. Do we have a washer and dryer at the studio? We do not. Where the washer and dryer would be, we store all of our stuff. Like I have a lot of, supplies in that area. Do I currently have the tattoo? I do not. I was not leaning towards the fact that I have a tattoo. I don't currently have it, no. Why limit the 100 people's choice votes to only 25? I thought for sure that you can vote for more than 25. Well, from my end, you can vote for 100. It was 25 last time, but it's 100 now. By the way, if you haven't voted, we're about to close voting soon. It's on our DiceTower.com page. Go to Board Game Top 10 and 100 tab and go down and do the Vote Top 100, and you can vote. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these games in the top 100, it's definitely got a lot of votes so far. But let me see here. Yep, a lot of votes. Interesting. All right. Where am I here? The date of the Spring Spectacular? I have a date for the Spring Spectacular, but it's on the calendar. All I know is I think it's April. But because we got in February, we have both the cruise, and then at the end of February, beginning of March, we have Dice Tower West. So it's not near those. So it's probably April. Were you aware that there are technical issues in the latest Four Squares review? I feel pretty confident there is not, because we deleted it and re-uploaded it. I was surprised to hear some of the anti-enthusiasm in the Foundations around Four Squares. Is it just that overproduced? Well, again, we said what we thought in the review, and I like the game a lot. But you, again, it's up to you. That's why the review's there, so you can see what you think about it. The 2021 Kickstarter is still in process of being shipped out in waves, correct? Yes. Believe me, I really wanted this shipped out a long time ago. The reason that it took so long, there was a couple reasons. One, because of the shipping crisis, many companies took a long time to get us promos. It took us a long time to get our own stuff made from Panda. And two, the company that we're using is a brand new to shipping this kind of Kickstarter, so it took a while for them to get it together. Now, I'm telling you from my end, we push. But my hands were kind of tied. I can only, unless we drove there and shipped it ourselves, which I was actually this close to doing. I'm just so glad it's finally going out now. Does Wendy have an email address yet? Well, I would assume she has wendy@dicetower.com. If she doesn't, she will. I heard you mention liking the new Black Widow. What existing MCU character would you like to see alongside the new Black Widow? Well, I mean, Hawkeye and Black Widow were a really good combo. Do you have any idea what the play space will be like on the cruise this year? I know exactly what the play space will be like on the cruise this year because I just took a example cruise. Me and my wife went on a cruise just a couple weeks ago to test it out. And so we're going to be doing a live Q&A on the Dice Tower in a couple weeks, probably, giving you more information on that. Will there be more Dice Tower drawings available than last year? It seemed they were gone in a flash. They were gone in a flash, but then I added a level 2 to that, which are being fulfilled right around now. And those did not all go, so there was plenty. I agree with you about Hawkeye being the best of that Marvel series. Had you read any of that story arc in the comics beforehand? I did not. I'm not a huge Hawkeye fan. Actually, I don't read a ton of the solo stuff in the Marvel comics. Right now, I'm reading through the new Fantastic Four. I'm catching up on Fantastic Four, going through that. But before Fantastic Four, I did not... I mean, I usually read Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avengers, this. I very rarely read these singular comics. They're just not as interesting to me. I'm still looking forward to your reviews of the Marvel United X-Men expansions. Well, yes, but it's not out yet, I don't think. Fisher's been on record wanting to add campaign story modes to many of his games, and while I've loved the idea in principle, I don't know if I have loved the execution. I think it's silly, honestly. Not silly is a strong word, because that makes it sound like people who like it are silly. I don't mean that. I have zero interest in it. I like playing Euro games straight. I don't need campaigns. I don't think everything has to be a campaign. Sometimes I just want to pull the game out and play the game in the box. Campaigns can be great. But me and my kids, we play a lot of games, and we are playing through right now Role Player Adventures. We just finished the 6th episode of it yesterday, and we're trying to play once a week. So next week 7th, etc. And we played another campaign game, and when it was done, I said, "Hey, what do you guys want to do with this?" And I said, "We cannot play through all the campaign games. We can do 2 max," and this was not one that they thought was strong enough. But then we're not going to play that game very often because you can't pull it out and just play it. Campaign games work, and I don't want Euro games to go down that route, honestly. But some people like it, so there you go. Will we see, says the enthusiast, a Foursquare of Radlands? Well, actually, yes, you will, but I don't know when. It is on the schedule to get done as a Foursquare review. Top 5 favorite key lime pie flavors. Watermelon, cherry, tamarind, soursop, and mango, probably. Oh no, chocolate white. No, raspberry. Did I say raspberry? No, I didn't say raspberry. Which game designer are you watching out for in 2022? Well, I haven't had any threats made against me, so I'm not really watching out for any of them. I'm sure I'll be fine. Hopefully. I hope. Do you know something I don't? Outside of board game events, your top 3 moments of 2021. The cruise with my wife was amazing. I cannot remember last time, other than when we went to China, where we spent so much time together. And when we went to China and Korea, I was doing a lot of work. Here, I did no work. We just spent time together for 4 days. It was amazing. So that's definitely one of the top 3. Hearing I would be a grandfather, maybe. That's 2. Oh, well, you know what? The Thanksgiving dinner we all did here together was fantastic. So that would be 3. We had a great time at Thanksgiving. Although July 4th was also pretty good. Did you watch the Wheel of Time series? I did. Found it exciting with great potential at times and disappointing at other times. It's a tough one, right? So, in my head, intellectually, I know, A, they're going to change it from the books. And B, they have to change it from the books because to fit the screen, they can't put all that stuff in. I don't know my thoughts on it yet. I still haven't nailed it down. I mean, I'm glad they fixed the dialogue. At least the characters all like each other in this one. They did some weird things. Wasn't loving the final episode. because it diverged so far from the books for me. It just wasn't as interesting, the final episode. I don't know. I know intellectually I have to separate the books and the show. My wife likes the show, and she doesn't remember I think she read the first book, but she doesn't remember it at all. We'll see. We'll see where season 2 goes. Will Transformers or G.I. Joe deck building game get a review? We've not got either of those, so probably not. Are you happy with Phase 4 of the MCU at this moment? With No Way Home being the best so far, I've not been impressed with the content since Endgame. Well, if you remember, both Spider-Man movies have come out since Endgame, and they were both excellent. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the Phase 4. I mean, clearly the newest Spider-Man movie is the best. In fact, it's one of my top 3 of all the MCU movies. And I also like the Away From Home movie. I thought that was a nice, solid coda after Endgame. I really liked Shang-Chi. I liked Black Widow. Did not like Eternals. I really liked Hawkeye. I really liked WandaVision. I liked Loki. Didn't like that and then a cliffhanger at all. But I can live with that for now. And I like Falcon and Winter Soldier. I like kind of where they're heading in this direction. I'm okay. I'm okay with all this stuff. And I really liked What If. I'm looking forward to all the new stuff. I'm okay. Did you find the Night of the Living Dead scenario, zombie side of the scenario is too easy? You're talking to me. I think cooperative games are always too hard. So I'm okay if I win them once in a while. I really enjoyed the 10,000 Below series you did. Any thought on doing something similar in the future? I always have ideas for new stuff. You'll see. Did Hasbro send your game yet? Actually, it's really weird because I got an email from them. All right, let me see if I can find this here. It was the day I did that. Yeah, they sent it to me. I don't have it yet, though. Oh, I got to sign in the Hasbro polls. I don't know what my name and password is. Oh, that was wrong. Let's try it again. Nope, that was wrong. Well, that's 3 wrongs. I need to see what email that is. Oh, it's Tom Vasel. Okay. Nope. I never know what my password is. Forget it. I'll worry about my password later. But they said they sent it. They said it was coming. But that was a week ago. Of course, there was a holiday in between then and now. But I thought it was funny that right after I said, send me my package, I doubt Hasbro's watching my Q&A, but that was funny. That did happen. But I still haven't got it yet. Top 5 movies that always make you tear up. The Notebook, because true old love is something very rarely done in movies. I don't care about the beginning stuff, but the true old love. Mr. Holland's Opus, where all the teachers cheer for him. Movies. I know there's some really sad movies, moments in movies that I'm forgetting, that every time I see it, I'm like, no. Oh, man, I'll have to think about it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll do an internet moment for sad moments in movies. Maybe that will jog my memory. The opening of Up, for sure. No. Nope. Yeah, maybe Coco, maybe. Green Mile, maybe no. Yeah, Walk to Remember, maybe. Interesting. I could do this more, I think, if I thought about it for a longer time. When is the top 100 of all time? Soon and very soon it is coming. I know Mike is actually, well, last I talked to him, he was working on his. And later on today, I'll be working on mine. So it's coming. It's soon. Not this week, though. Do you play video games? I do. What video game are you currently playing? So I have 3 places to play video games. On my PS5, which I do once in a while. I'll go down to the living room and play on the PS5. I play on my iPad, and I play on my computer. On the computer, playing Transport Tycoon. I played that a bit over the holidays. Enjoyed it. On the PS5, I'm currently playing through the anniversary edition of Skyrim. Having fun doing that. And on the iPad, I'm playing mostly Hearthstone. What makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it? When people use the word adulting, as if we should applaud them for doing something they should do. Like, today I adulted. You know, using adult as a verb. I went to the store and I used actual cash, and like, that's not adulting. Or I learned how to wash clothes. Yes, you should. You're 45. That makes me roll my eyes, I suppose. Who do you think makes more money in the industry? The best publisher or the best designer or the best YouTube content? Well, if you're talking about board game industry, I don't think it's the YouTube content creator. Because, I mean, okay, Shut Up and Sit Down's pretty big, so maybe Quinn's is pulling in some nice salary there that I don't know about. And I'm sure Will Wheaton did okay when he did it. But it's probably the best designer. Because if you have designed a game that sold millions of copies and you get $1 per copy, that's millions of dollars. There's possibly some publishers who are sitting very pretty. So that might be it too. I don't know. But it's definitely not the YouTube content creator. I promise. I'm always curious what becomes of review copies or prototypes of games afterwards. Do they go to the library? You know, I was just thinking about this question in particular because there's an FAQ online that I made a long time ago on Board Game Geek that I need to change because not all of it's quite true at this point in time. So, you know, it's frequently asked questions, and that was like ask questions. So when a review copy, we're done with it. First priority, does it go in the library? If it goes in the library, we're done. It goes in the library. Then if it doesn't go in the library, we say, does anyone here in the studio want the game? Because sometimes people want the game. That's second highest priority. After that, it could go in multiple things. We send out boxes of prizes to people sometime, so it might go there. Or, as likely Dice Tower East this year, we're bringing in a whole truckload of games to sell for very, hopefully reasonable prices. And we sell them off there. And occasionally, I burn them. But that's very rare. It's only 25 for us. Okay, we'll go. I'll talk to them about changing it. But you know what? 25 is pretty much all I need for a good rating anyway. How do you deal with dad feelings when a game you love is complete and it's obvious there's no plan to update it? Looking at you, Lords of Waterdeep. I'm fine. I don't need new content for my games all the time. I mean, when you look at my favorite games, let's talk about Le Havre is a game I like a lot. It's complete, you know. I don't need more. Feast for Odin seems to be complete. I don't need more. I mean, I guess if they made more, but I'm content with them the way they are. It doesn't bother me. Can you explain again, if I missed it, why you aren't a big fan of Lacerda games? Now, to be fair, I've not played a ton of Lacerda games. It's just that the ones I played are a lot of work to me for little fun payoff. That just could be me. It just could be, it's just not my style of games. There's a lot of stuff going on in them. People love them. I grant that. It just, for me, there's the effort. It feels like work rather than fun. Guess I need to eat lunch there. Sorry. Is 2022 the year we see a decline in roll and writes? One can only hope, but no, probably not. I'm telling you, publishers are going to keep publishing these for a long time because they're really easy to publish. You need to make some dice, you need to make some score pads and rules, and boom, the production end of things, very easy. How do you balance the need for quick and timely reviews with thorough reviews that may take longer, such as the Foursquare ones? I don't know that we'll ever do a good balance. You know, we talk about this often. You could argue and say, hey, as the game comes in, you play the game and then review it. And then you just make a long queue. Well, that wouldn't be fun for people at all because we would, we got to play this game next. I tell every publisher, we don't promise to review games when they come in because not every game gets reviewed. Now, we review a lot. I think we review more than anybody else here as a group, but it's just not always going to happen. When a game comes in and we're like, yes, I can't wait, that game goes to the front of the queue because we're excited to play it. As for reviews, I try to spread reviews out. Like I don't want there to be a week of all these hot reviews and then a week of smaller reviews. There's definitely, you'll notice a trend that I definitely try to balance it. Each week I have a couple hot games and then a couple of other games. Like I'm reviewing this week Faux Diamonds. I don't think that's a hot game, or Bear Raid. I don't think those are hot games per se. They're smaller games, but I want to take a look at them. But I am reviewing Familiar Tales and you know, a couple other hot games I think that people are interested in. Now, how we decide what game gets a Foursquare review? I just say have enough people played this to make a Foursquare review. Then let's do it because people like those better. Will you be having the foundations of Rome buildings painted? I don't know. Maybe. They would look cool painted, wouldn't they? What things do you still want to improve at the Dice Tower? Well, there's lots of things that we want to improve at the Dice Tower. I want to get a better camera. This camera's fine. My iPhone is better than this camera. That's weird. Just the way life works, so I want to upgrade our cameras. 100% we want to upgrade our audio. Or at least bring in a sound engineer and get our audio better. That's what people want. And then a few other things which I'll mention in the Kickstarter campaign themselves. I want to play Dice Masters of the Week. Why have we not played games there while you're not here, for one? I really culled my Dice Masters collection because I wanted to put it in the Dice Tower library. And I couldn't stick a giant plastic bin in the library. So I culled it down to my favorite characters, basically. Did you start losing your voice every year when you became a teacher? Yes, 100%. My gaming space is suddenly being used to film interviews with college football players. They started asking about my board game collection. What game would you play with college football players? I know it's going to sound trite, but the same games I play with everybody else. Them being a college football player wouldn't change how I treat them for games. I'd be like, what's your interest? These are the kind of games, oh, you like this? Well, then I got games like this. What's your favorite Japanese Godzilla movie? None. I know this is anathema. I do not understand why people like those. They're so pulpy and over the top, and I've always been kind of surprised when I've seen them. I've seen lots of clips from them, and it's obviously a guy in a rubber suit, and people are like, that's so good. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like, who are you people? I get that back in the day, that's the special effects that we had, but I want it to look realistic. I don't know. I'm just not the crowd for that, I suppose. They all seem cheesy and over the top. The bits and pieces I've seen, I have zero interest in. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Godzilla fans out there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad you like the dino theme for the Kickstarter. Here, let me show you one of our dinosaurs. I like the dinosaurs. Which one I haven't showed people yet? All right, I'll show you the one that we're going to make into a plushie. How's that? Nope, that's not the one that's going to be made into a plushie. Wrong one. This is the one that's going to be made into a plushie. Yeah, dinosaur. All right. Which Spider-Man actor is your favorite? That's a really good question, because I would have told you that it was Tom Holland. I mean, Tobey Maguire was the first for me. And so Andrew Garfield I looked at as an interloper, like, why are they restarting this stupid series? Right? My kids liked him more than I did, but he was their first Spider-Man. And then Tom Holland came, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. He is Spider-Man. But then, in retrospective, and if you're spoiled by this, too bad, I think I've come around a lot on Andrew Garfield. He's a fantastic actor, and I really liked him in his latest, in the last Spider-Man movie that he was in. It was really well done. So if I'm allowed to do a three-way tie with a slight edge to Garfield, I might do that. I don't know. However, I also really liked and I should know the name of the person who did voice in the Spider-Verse movie. He was also very good. Do you read comics published by Image Comics? I do not. I never really liked Image that much. What's my favorite color? You know, it changes. I want to say it's purple. I really like royal purple. But as you can see, I have an affinity for red and for royal blue. Those are my three favorite easily. If two players are playing chess and one of them can read minds and the other can see the future, who will win? I don't care. Really, I don't. Alrighty, let's see here. Any chance of Jason Levine, Rob Orrin, and Derek Porter being event guests in 2022? How do you plan out guests for your events? So if you're talking about the spectacular, Rob Orrin has his own channel now. Derek is working for Board Game Geek. Jason runs the Dice Tower Cruise. I would not be surprised if you see Jason on the Dice Tower. I already said we're going to be doing a live Q&A about the Dice Tower Cruise, so Jason will definitely be here for that. But for Rob, he has his own channel. I actually not communicate with Rob for a while. I've seen his channel a bit. And for Derek, I hung out with him a little bit at the Board Game Geek Con, but I don't have any plans for that. I haven't made any plans for any guests at all right now. I haven't even made plans for the guests for the Spring Spectacular yet. If you're talking about that, if you're talking about conventions, I'm having almost no special guests at conventions because we've lost so much money by having to cancel conventions that we're on a shoestring budget. Can't bring special guests in. The Foursquare reviews are the best. Do 3 to 4 of those a week if the game merits it. We can't. They're limited to 1 a week, maybe 2 a week, because first of all, I would like to do 1 a week on average. But we just can't get every game played by that many people for that many things. I know they're people's favorite reviews, but I think 1 a week is fair. For my 8-year-old nephew, which do you recommend playing, on Adventure Tactics or Role Player Adventures? Adventure Tactics is a better game, and it's much more kiddie-friendly. Role Player Adventures has a little bit more death. I don't think it's gross or disgusting or anything like that, but there definitely is some more finality in that one. I would probably go with Adventure Tactics. How much harder are Foursquare reviews than regular reviews? Well, the main thing is getting everyone to play the game. Then after that, we need to all record it together. Otherwise, people can just do things on their own. So there is some more effort that goes into a Foursquare review. How do you want the Stormlight Archive to be adapted? I'm okay just reading the books, I guess. I don't know. I'm often disappointed by adaptations of books. Not Lord of the Rings, though. Lord of the Rings was amazing. Did we need most of an episode about a sad warder? Yeah, there is that. Did we ever completely inventory that huge amount of boxes we got from someone's estate earlier in 2021? Yeah, we did. It took a lot of work, but it is inventoried. Many of the games went into our library. I like to think of the show, as Sanderson says, it's just another turning of the wheel. Oh, if someone could email me, I was wondering if Sanderson had any thoughts in the series. I didn't have a chance to go read that. You're the #1 board game YouTuber? No, I'm not. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Shut and Sit Down is bigger than we are at this point in time. And I'm pretty sure Will Wheaton dwarfed us all back when he was doing. So I'd say Will Wheaton is #1. Then maybe Shut and Sit Down. Then maybe Becca Scott is pretty up there. And so maybe we're #4. Let's see here. Is there a better Space Base, or is Space Base still the best game at what it does? You'll find different disagreements from many people here in the Dice Tower Studios, but I'm going to go that Space Base is still the best of that category. Have you ever missed a Pledge Manager deadline? I think I must have, because the Dice Tower, we back a lot of games, so I probably have missed a few and I just haven't noticed it. Because I don't read any updates. I get like 50 a day. I just don't read them all, you know, so. Ha, someone who doesn't log in Hasbro Pulse every day. No, but Hasbro Pulse mostly sells really expensive toys. I don't want them. Oh, we're up to the movies now. No, I didn't cry at Dead Poet Society. Field of Dreams. I like Field of Dreams, but it doesn't make me tear up a lot. Endgame? No, not particularly. I really like Endgame, but it doesn't make me tear up. Yeah, no, not a It's a Wonderful Life. Let's see. The end of Monsters, Inc. Oh, yeah, Monsters, Inc. is a good one. Maybe. Oh, wow, lots of people are talking about there. Which Marvel character do you dislike the most? Ooh, there's a lot. All the Eternals? Not all the Eternals. I actually like some of the Eternals, but I don't know them from the comics at all. So, in the comics itself, who do I dislike the most? Oh, wow, that's a good question. Who's annoying? Boom Boom? Shatterstar? In the comics. Mr. Fantastic is a twerp. Maybe Mr. Fantastic. He's just so full of himself all the time. Oh, Inside Out. Yes, Inside Out's a very good one. Oh, yeah, you're right. Rudy. Oh, yeah, Rudy's a good one, too. Which videos do you like to make more? Reviews for games you hate or games you love? Oh, easily games I love. I don't like making reviews about games I hate. I'll do it, but I don't like doing it. I'll be traveling from overseas. What would you recommend? Dice Tower Retreat, Cruise, or Con? It depends. Do you want a game like you've never gamed before? Retreat. Do you want to have a lot of fun gaming, see some publishers, maybe do a few other things, see a show or two from the Dice Tower? Dice Tower East or West. Do you want to go on a cruise? Dice Tower Cruise. I mean, you get the game there too, but do you want to go on a cruise? If you just want a game and you don't care about the cruise, don't come on Dice Tower Cruise because it's a cruise and there's a lot of fantastic things. So that's basically what I would tell people. Those are just life skills, not adulting. Oh, it's back when I was talking about adulting. Yeah, I know. I find it weird. It's like we don't clap for you because you're not an adult. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's a lot of people who are serious and have forgotten their childhood. But we've kind of gone too much on the other extreme. It's like, I want to play games all the time. Yeah, you got to pay your taxes. Ooh, look, I'm paying my taxes. I'm adulting. No, you have to pay your taxes. Do you always wear hats? No, I don't. I wear hats for videos, and I wear hats when I'm outside. The rest of the time, I am hatless. Almost knocked over my palm tree. I got this in the Bahamas. I thought it looked pretty cool. I also got this dragon in the Bahamas. Oh, you can't see it. It's way up here. Oh, it's cool looking. Just imagine it. Are you happy with how the library shelves are holding up? So far, yes. We'll see. We'll see. What are some notable games that you burned? How many games have I burned? I burned a broken up copy of Monopoly one time that didn't even have all its pieces. I got a lot of garbage on that. I was like, I went to a thrift store, it didn't have all its pieces, and I was like, yes, I'll burn this. And I just burned the new version of Monopoly, although I didn't burn the little plastic figures. Z took those. And maybe I burned one other game, so that'd be 3 at the most. I don't really burn many games. Are we done with the cult of the new? Are you talking about us? Can we start to talk about playing more classics? Well, first of all, keep an eye on our Kickstarter. But secondly, that's our job to tell you about new games. So that's what we're going to do here. Do you think advertising is less important in the board game industry than other industries? It seems to be that there is no shortage of people, reviewers, willing to spread the word of games for free. Yeah, but you should still advertise because everyone else is giving out games to reviewers too. I think giving games to reviewers is important. I think companies should do it. Some companies don't, and it's obvious. But I think that advertising is a good way to get the word out there. Now, obviously, advertising will benefit us if people advertise through us, but I think you should advertise. Has a publisher ever asked us to destroy a prototype after you played it or send it back? So we get the prototypes that we play through our, when we do a live playthrough. We do whatever the publisher wants. If they need it sent back, it gets sent back to them. If they don't say anything about it, it sits on the shelf for a while. Then after a while, I'm like, they're never going to take it. So we take out the good bits of it, stick it in my bits drawers, and then the rest of it's gone. Let's see here. An Ark Nova playthrough. I thought about doing an Ark Nova playthrough because I like the game a lot, but that would, I don't know that Ark Nova would be that interesting to watch being played. Ark Nova and Townsfolk Tussle are the #1 and 2 on Board Game Geek hotness right now. Sure, but that's because Townsfolk Tussle just got sent to Kickstarter backers. That's why. If I, as an individual, made a nice review of a nice comparison video, does it stand a chance to be uploaded to the Dice Tower channel? Something that would be awesome to me. I always would consider anybody to be a reviewer for the Dice Tower channel. There's a lot of people out there who I think would be fantastic at reviewing games. They just have never done it. But you got to go through the audition process. You got to email me. I'm looking for people to review for the Dice Tower channel. I'm not looking for people who already have their own channels and it's just a way to promote their channel. I'm not really interested in that. But if you have a new and different kind of voice than what we're doing now and you want to review games on the Dice Tower channel, then by all means email me, but don't be upset. I might say no, you know, because I only need, I pay my reviewers on the channel and, you know, I only can afford so many reviews. And I want us to have good reviews. I'm looking for reviewers who will be consistent. You look at Brian Drake, he does a fantastic job always doing videos, and he has a very different voice than I have. Matthew does videos in a very different way, teaching to teach, and Graham does videos, and you see Stella doing things differently. So that I'm looking for things like that. So you can always email me, but just be prepared. I might decline graciously that that's not what I'm looking for right now. What can you guys do to improve even more on internet speed? There's nothing we can do about that. Our internet speeds are what we have. We have the fastest ones we can get at this point in time. I don't think we're having too many problems with hang-ups anymore. It happens occasionally. But we work on that. We have 2 internets in case one slows down or has a problem. You don't need better equipment. Look at Marco. His quality comes from what he says, not how he looks. Well, first of all, it's not how I look. If I did that, I would have left the industry a long time ago. But I disagree. Sure, I think quality is from what you say. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not. This has nothing to do with Marco. But I think we should still try to be better. We should always try to be better in our looks and our audio and our sound. We should be better. This is the same argument people say, you don't need good components in a game. Paper's fine, I guess. But if I have a choice between a good game that's on slips of paper and a good game that has really nice tiles and wooden pieces, I'm going to play the nicer game. And it's the same thing with the YouTube channel. I might have great content, but if it's crackly and it's not good looking. Also, I want people who are new to games to swing by and want to stick around the channel. And they're not going to be as interested in doing that if it doesn't look as good. I want to appeal to people. Now, obviously, the content we hope is first. I hope that people like our content. But I want to make it look good also. Let's see here. Now people are talking about Spider-Man. I'm really far behind here, folks. Are you increasing the Kickstarter goal this year to offset convention losses? I'm not. I am increasing the goal a little bit, but it's not because of that. It's because we have more people on staff here. Convention losses are not great. We were very fortunate this year that they weren't as bad as they could have been. The Spectaculars helped cover for the convention losses. I would really like not to have a convention loss third year in a row. The biggest hit we took this year was having to move into and buy this house. Now, in the long run, that's a much more financially sound decision that we made. In the short run, that was a lot of money. So, you know, there's just different things that go on behind the scenes. Oh, and you know what? I noticed that it's 1 o'clock. So, folks, I know there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of questions I did not get to, and I apologize. But I would say come back tomorrow. We got a couple people doing Q&As tomorrow. Then we got one coming Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Like I said, Thursday, the A team is going to be talking about their top 10 anticipated games for 2022. And just keep an eye out for other stuff. We got things that we're working on. Everyone here is working on the Kickstarter behind the scenes that you haven't seen yet. So there's still much more coming your way. We're done here. I go back and review some more games and other things that have to get done. So I appreciate you all coming by. I hope you have a fantastic day. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Q&A on the Dice Tower. See y'all next time.